Hi guys, my name's Nia and this is my first yoga YouTube video. Originally from San Diego, but I'm right now currently in beautiful Sedona for the first time. And I'm currently at Sugarloaf Mountain and I'll be filming a very simple flow, perfect to add on to the beginning or the end of a workout, or maybe the beginning or end of your day. Won't leave you feeling too tired or anything, just a nice little energy burst. So we're going to start in a seated meditation. So if you've never meditated before, it's okay. I'm going to guide you through it. Find a comfortable seat. You can do this on your knees. You can lie down even. I'm going to take half lotus pose, just hooking my foot on top of my thigh here, and really root the sit bones down. Get nice and comfortable, and most importantly, take a deep breath out. And then let your palms rest wherever it feels comfortable and start to close your eyes. And whatever breath resonates with you, if you're a more seasoned yogi and you prefer that Ujjayi pranayama, breathing in and out of the nose, you can take that now. You can just let your natural breath flow here, letting your belly rise, fall all on its own. Now start to notice how your sit bones, your thighs, your feet, maybe even your back if you're lying down, all start to just melt and feel grounded on your mat, the ground, or maybe even in bed if you're taking this practice right before you go to sleep. Start to let your body surrender. And you can draw that sensation all the way to your palms. Are your palms face up? It's an indication that your body and your mind want you to receive. Maybe they're face down. Take this hour or 20 minutes together rather to ground yourself. Or perhaps on your heart or belly or both. Take this time to go within. Listen to your body. Your intuition is your greatest power. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose. And then an open mouth release. Again, just like that, if you're home alone, make that a little bit more audible. Don't be shy. So breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, let it go. On this third one, we're going to hold it at the top. So breathe in through the nose. And hold. 3, 2, and let it all go. Very gently start to open your eyes or make little movements, whatever feels natural in your body. Okay. And then we're going to come onto our hands and knees for a tabletop. Oops. Make sure that your shoulders are on top of your wrists and spread your fingertips nice and wide and press into the fingertips. So you almost create this suction cup effect. The hips are over the knees, untuck the toes, and find a squared shape down to the ground. Now we'll take our cow pose, dipping our belly, sending our tailbone high. Draw your forehead like you're trying to lift your eyes. And then exhale, round and tuck. Look toward your navel as you dome your spine. Press the ground away. Now, I always recommend everyone closing their eyes, dipping the belly, and flowing through these two movements as you see fit. Because right away, you go a little bit more inward rather than focus on what it looks like. So it's just the simple shift of cat to cow. Breathing in, dipping. Breathing out, rounding. You can always add on maybe hip circles, hip sways, shoulder circles. Just make it feel good in your body. The purpose here is to awaken the spine, maybe even the hips, or stretch out the shoulders, the low back, wherever your body needs it. Just trust it, even if it doesn't look like what I'm doing. Take one more round. Find a long, flat back. From here, we're going to ground down now into a child's pose just for a few breaths. You're going to connect the toes and send the glutes toward the heels. If you're really tight in your inner thighs, you can lift up the glutes and then rest those forearms, rest the forehead. You can even do some third eye rubs, that space between your brow, rubbing it against your mat, just to awaken your intuition. Press the ground away with your palms and shoot your hips back. You'll feel a nice lengthening sensation on the back line of your body. You can wiggle in it, you can stay still. Rise on up to your tabletop, and then find a high plank pose. So you're going to tuck your toes, reach the crown of your head forward, heels away, and you want everything shoulder and hip width distance. So again, palms over those wrists, and then your feet are separated to your hip bones, not the flesh, so everything's in alignment. We work a little bit better that way. Slightly draw in the tailbone, squeezing the thighs, the navel, the glutes, your arms. This is a full body pose. Take one breath in, shift forward, and then exhale, pike your hips up to your downward facing dog. For this first one, pedal it all out. So maybe bend heavily in one knee and stay in stillness on the other. And then switch it out. You can do it a little bit quicker if you'd like, just to really awaken those hamstrings. Now, a lot of the times, we like to draw our feet in so that they're flat on the ground, but that might not necessarily be the best stance for your body. The idea here is that we want to be able to transfer to high plank and down dog seamlessly. So you'll just shift into plank, stay there, don't move your feet, and then pike your hips back up to that triangle shape. So you can even go between these two movements if that awakens the body for you. Now gaze up toward your thumbs, and you can step, jump, or tiptoe to the top of your mat. So you're in a standing forward fold position. Again, feet at least hip width distance. That's about 2 fists. If you want to go wider, by all means, listen to your body. And then shift a lot of the weight into the ball mounds of your feet. So shifting forward, and you can see from the side, my glutes stack a little bit more on top of my knees and my ankles, and we want that. Put a little bend in your knees. And we'll make this into a ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows, letting our head hang, and weigh down and release any tension that might live on the back line of the body. The weight of your head is what swings the body side to side if you choose to take that sway. And then go ahead and release the fingertips. Toe heel the feet back to hip width distance if you took it wider. So again, about those 2 fists between. And then bend into the left knee, left palm to the ground. You can take a block. I don't have mine with me, but I usually would use that just to bring the ground a little bit closer. Even a water bottle works. And you're going to shoot that right hip back and twist from the belly button. Back is flat. You can keep the palm there to ensure that the back stays flat. You can send that palm up and then take a half bind around that left hip crease. Open up that right shoulder. Release that right palm down. Right palm to the ground, the block or water bottle, whatever you have near you if you need it. Bend in that right knee. Find a flat back. Twist from the belly button. So locate it. And then look up. Maybe send that palm up and reach for that half bind. Back to the fold. So you'll want to shimmy your feet to touch, maybe even a little space between if it doesn't feel comfortable with your ankles or knees touching. And then you're going to half lift. So palms touch around the kneecaps. Don't push into them, but rather just a little rest for them. And then draw the shoulders away from the ears so you're guiding them toward the tailbone. Reach the crown forward, tailbone away, and then look at your toes. So your chin is slightly tucked. Squeeze and be firm in the entire core. Breathe in. And then exhale back to your fold. From here, grab hold of your hip creases and with a flat back, slowly rise to stand. Inhale, send the palms up, mountain pose, Tadasana. So if the shoulders creep up, draw them back down. A slight tuck in the tailbone with squeezing your thighs will automatically turn on this belly, and this automatically turns the movement rather than just standing there. We're here activating every single muscle. So a little bend in your elbows, spread your pinkies nice and wide, like you're holding a beach ball above your head. Maybe gaze up toward the ceiling or sky and breathe in. And then exhale, standing forward, fold. Hands draw through heart center, a little bend in your knees, and reclaim the ground. Inhale, halfway lift again, back to that tabletop back. And then exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back. Find your high plank pose. You can stay here, or you can take a chaturanga, or come down all the way to your belly. Untuck the toes and find a baby cobra. So you're going to press away from the ground, lifting your kneecaps. Breathe in. And then exhale, tuck your toes, pike your hips back up to that inverted V shape. We'll do that 2 more times, breath to movement. I'll guide you the entire time, but trust your body and knows exactly where to go. So breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, step your feet to the top. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, send your palms high to the sky. Exhale, standing forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back, and you choose. Maybe you add that chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing if you took the chaturanga. Exhale, downward facing dog. One more round we're going to add on, so listen carefully. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Halfway lift, turn on that belly and spine. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, send palms wide like you're swishing them through honey or peanut butter. And then exhale, we're going to lean to the right. So you'll take your thumbs and hook them. I'll show you from the front view. And you can do this hip width distance or feet to touch. Breathe in, lift. Exhale, hinge to the right. We're going to push that left hip over and really press from the left foot so you have this anchor that goes all the way up and you feel a nice stretch. And then back to center. Breathe in. Inhale, send palms high. Exhale, arch your spine to the opposite side. Stay squared toward the direction you're facing. Push into that right knife edge of the foot. Inhale to center. Exhale, standing forward, fold. Find the ground. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, flow. Create your own vinyasa, if you will, to down dog. I'm skipping mine. Come down to the knees. And let's just cleanse out anything that has attached to us or anything that's tightened in your body, or if you're just feeling like you need a little break, we're taking that now. So we're going to take a little twist. So you can start with whatever foot feels comfortable for you. I'm going to take my left foot and guide it on over so my knees stack. If they don't directly stack, I don't think mine are at this point, that's okay. Again, you're going to root from the sit bone, so remove the flesh if you have some there. Find a comfy spot and then send your palms high to the sky. Exhale, twist over that top thigh. You'll put this palm, the back one, like a mountaintop behind you in the middle of your spine. You're going to press away, breathe in, and exhale, twist from the belly button. One more time, breathe in, lift through your crown. Exhale, let it all go. We'll counter stretch that. Counter stretch that by anchoring the palms over to your left side. Maybe wiggle it out or stay in stillness. And we'll do the other side. Right knee goes underneath, left foot goes on top. Flex the feet, sit up nice and tall, send the palms high, breathe in. Exhale, twist over to the opposite side. Press away from that top thigh and the ground with your back palm. Be proud in your stance here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, twist. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, let go of everything that does not serve you. Counter stretch. Palms anchored to the opposite side. Just reset the spine. Unwind, and we'll find our way back into that downward facing dog. We're almost done. Find a plank and shift the hips high to the sky. We'll send that right heel high, and we're going to create a scorpion tail. So you're going to square your hips open and bend into that knee. You can stay still, or you can take little knee circles. The idea here is you're trying to anchor this right foot to the left glute. So you're opening up, and you should feel this on your right hip crease, that psoas muscle. Gets really tight for those of us who spend a lot of our day sitting down. And let's draw that foot in between our palms. Come down to your left knee. That knee doesn't necessarily have to stack over the ankle here. So if you want to lean forward, you can. You have the support of that back foot. But I do want you to guide that right hip back so that the hips are square and in line with each other. You can interlace fingers on top of the thigh and get a really nice stretch on the opposite front side of the hip. Or you can send palms up for crescent moon, a little back bend, but lift from the low back rather than dump into it. Then breathe out. We'll take a half split here. Flexing the toes toward your nose. Again, draw that right hip back so everything's in line. Breathe and lift your heart. Exhale, fold if you want to go deeper. Walk yourself back up. Plant the palms. Step the foot back. Three-legged dog. You can open up to that scorpion tail, or you can flip your dog here and find a wild thing. Opening up all of those energetic centers known as the chakras. And then exhale back to the downward facing dog. Other side. Kick the left heel high. Open up the hips, square them in the opposite direction. Let that foot hang. Little circles if you did it on the other side. Step that foot through. Low lunge. Ground your right knee. Square the hips. Draw that left hip back in space. Lean forward, arch your spine. Maybe interlace if you did it on the other side. Otherwise, send palms high. Squeeze the thighs, the glutes to find that stability. And then we'll find those half splits. Palms anchor down. Point the toes to your nose and get a nice stretch on that hamstring. You can also place blocks here. I would typically also use them in this pose. kick that left foot high for that three-legged dog. You can flip the dog if you did so on the other side. Opening up the energy, front line of the body. And then back to down dog. A few more poses and we're almost done. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, step or jump to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to your mountain. Exhale, back bend. So squeeze the thighs. You can also place the palms in your invisible back pockets. And then inhale, back to your mountain. Restack the joints. Exhale, standing forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, tuck, round, and curl into a tiny ball. So you're going to lift your heels, knees to the forehead. Press away into your fingertips. Breathe in. Exhale, rest your sit bones onto the ground. We're going to come to a seated forward fold. So just like when we did on our feet, we're going to do this just seated. So remove the flesh from your sit bones. You can put the feet together or hip width distance, whatever feels good in your body. And then you're going to slightly bend the knees to start. Lift up through the heart. Breathe in. And then exhale, fold your way down. No need to grip tightly on the ankles. And make sure that you aren't rounding. If you start to grab for your feet and you round like so, draw the palms a little bit backward and lead with your heart and your crown. You should feel a nice stretch here in the low back and in the hips. Maybe even in the hamstrings too. On this final breath, we'll rise and walk our palms up our legs, restack the shoulders over the hips, and then let's find our way on the ground. You can take any little movements you'd like, maybe drawing the knees in your chest, maybe a happy baby, widening the knees and flexing the feet. I like to grab for my ankle so my back stays flat. You can grab for your feet and your back remains on the ground. You can also sway side to side. And we'll draw our knees into our chest and let the knees rock over to the left. Keep that right shoulder rooted. Maybe extend that palm and gaze toward it. At this point in time, definitely you can close your eyes and just surrender. We have one last side and we'll find Shavasana. We'll come back to center, reset, knees rock to opposite side, left shoulder roots down, extend that palm, maybe gaze toward it with your closed eyes. Begin to rock your knees to your chest. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, release to Shavasana. Stay here as long as your time allows you, and just relax and settle into your breath. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.